Solve the quadratic equation 6x squared plus 11x minus 10 is equal to 0 by factorization. So, so now this is by factorization. So what you do now, it says you write the equation down. The 6x squared plus 11x minus 10 equal to 0. So by factorization method, the way to solve this is, now you multiply the first term with the second term with the third term. Now if we multiply this, 6x squared times minus 10 will give us minus 60x squared. So now we look for the factors. We look for two factors of minus 60x squared that will give us, when you sum them together, it will give us plus 11x. Now let's try minus 3x and minus 20x. So and plus 20x, because it's supposed to give us minus. So this one will give us, when you sum them, let me say the sum of roots. So now if you sum this one will give you the sum of, okay, let me call it the sum of factor because it's not the roots yet, the sum of factors. So if you sum this and this, it will give you plus 17x. Now let's try another one. If you, let's say you have a minus 4x and plus 15x. Now if you sum this thing up, it will give you plus 11x. So this is the one that solves the issue. So there is no need bringing them down further. This one is a solution. So what we are going to do, we have gotten the two factors that when you multiply them, you have this value here. Then when you sum them together, you have the middle value, which is the second term. This is the first term, the third term. This equation, what we'll call this equation as trinomial. This is a quadratic trinomial. A quadratic trinomial is a three-term expression with the highest power of the variable being 2, which is this. So, and the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So you have three terms. Now this is by the way, so let's go back to this. Now we have gotten two factors that when you sum them, it gives you the middle term, or let me call it the middle term, not the second term, the middle term. Now let's bring it down. So we express that middle term in terms of these two factors. So you say 6x squared. So now we'll replace this plus 11x with minus 4x plus 15x minus 10 equal to 0. So now, what are the common factors of this and this that we can use if we want to factorize this now? The common factors of this and this is 2x. 2x divided this, you have 3x. 2x divided this, you have minus 2. Now, what are the factors of this and this that we can use to divide this and this? So what we're going to do there is we say plus, what we'll have here is 5 and 5, that is 5 is common factor. So you say 5 divided 15, you have 3x. divide 15x, you have 3x. 5 divided minus 10, you have minus 2 equal to 0. Now we are left with 2x plus 5, then 3x minus 2 equal to 0. So do you know how we got this? How we got this? Let's assume that okay, let me just explain better. Now let's assume, okay, let me not make an assumption. Now we have a common value here. We have this and this. These are the common values. So what we do, we take away the common values. We use the common values, the common factor. The common factor is 3x minus 2 and 3x minus 2 and 3x is in both sides. So we'll factor them out. So if you use 3x minus 2, if you divide this by 3x minus 2, you'll be left with 2x. Plus, if you divide this with this, you will be left with 5. So this is it. So that means the equation is now 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, or 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So the answer is now x is equal to 2 over 3, or x is equal to minus 5 over 2. So this is the answer to this equation. So let's end it here. Let's end